10,000. 10,000 is the number. Less than 30 days is the second number. In less than 30 days, 10,000 of you have subscribed to this podcast, to the Fletchcast. You 10,000 people have proved something that I believed all along, and you've proved what is at the base, is at the core of what we are doing. 10,000 subscribers to this podcast in the last 30 days proves that the Fletchcast, that this show, this podcast is not a podcast. You proved that this show, this podcast is a multicultural movement. This is a movement. This is a time of reckoning. 30 days ago, I said, I'm going to get serious about promoting this idea that we are a community, that we as multicultural people, whether you are multicultural by birth or multicultural by marriage, or you have multicultural children, or you have multicultural grandchildren or cousins or nieces, that this multicultural community was important, that this multicultural community mattered, and for me, most importantly, that this multicultural community was not going to be placed at risk. We were not, and we are not going to be victims. In 30 days, 10,000 of you have subscribed to this channel, and it is an amazing accomplishment for me, but most importantly for you, but even more importantly for us, for this community. People, we are the real deal. We are at the cusp of something huge, and you guys, you 10,000 people who took the time out of your day to listen to this podcast, to listen to a portion of this podcast, and to subscribe, you took that next step. And it's a big deal. This is about multicultural empowerment, and you guys did it. You did it. You accepted the premise that said, hey, wait a minute. Why do people who look like me, or why do families who look like my families, or why do people like us, why are we being ignored? Why are we not recognized as being multicultural? We are different. Why is it that on a census there's not a block for multicultural? Why is that? We're going to change that. And that's what this podcast is about. The fact that people have jumped on this and have been so supportive. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But the question becomes this: what next? What are we going to do next? What do you want to do next? Come with me. Let's do it together. The next part of this is the most amazing part. It's the part where we go out and we ensure that our children and our grandchildren, our nieces and nephews have the most economic opportunities of any ethnic group in America. The next portion of this is to make sure that our kids, your kids, our nieces, nephews, grandkids have the greatest economic power of any culture in America. All of that is within our grasp. All of it. And it begins with our next steps. It begins with us, me and you, and people like us going out and demanding from ourselves, not from other people, but from ourselves, demanding from ourselves that we act collectively. All we have to do. We are already the most significant community, the most significant culture, ethnicity with respect to sports in America. We already are that. We've gone over it time and time again. The question becomes, do we become that with respect to economic opportunity? Martin Luther King, I'm a historian of civil rights. I'm a historian of history. People think Martin Luther King died marching for civil rights. He did not. Martin Luther King Jr. died marching for economic rights, the economic rights of trash collectors. Think about that. One of the greatest civil rights leaders in the history of the world didn't die marching for civil rights. He's marching for economic rights. And the reason he died, reason he was marching for economic rights, is because the answer to all of life's riddles are based upon economics, economics, economics. It's all economics. If we act collectively, if multicultural people, multicultural families, multicultural friends, if we act collectively, we solve every single societal problem that confronts people in the modern day. If we act collectively, if I spend my money on multicultural businesses, my kids get hired because there are multicultural businesses to hire them. If we spend our money on multicultural legal representation, if we build legal representation and hire multicultural lawyers, then our family, our community is protected from government overreach. If we spend our money on multicultural accountants, multicultural house cleaners, multicultural businesses, then we create an economic, self-contained cycle where we as a community are in control of our lives. That's what we can do next. 10,000 subscribers in 30 days. By the way, like and subscribe. We're on to something big, and that's the whole point of this Thank You podcast. But what's next for us? What are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? It's going to be exciting and it's going to be amazing, but we have to do it collectively. If we act collectively, if we make sure that our purchasing decisions, that our election decisions, that our decisions about life incorporate the premise of the multicultural community. If your next purchasing decision is, hey, does that car salesman, is he or is she multicultural? Is that a picture of a multicultural family on his or her desk? If it is, make that a key component of your purchasing decision. You have to think about economics, economics, economics. I'm Michael Fletcher. This is the Fletchcast. You're amazing, and we're on our way to 50,000 subscribers, and we're going to get there this month, the month of October. We're going to get to 50,000 subscribers, all of whom have accepted this challenge to be part of this next amazing phase of the multicultural community. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.